sec. Right. Oh, we've got it's focused. Lovely stuff. 6 weeks post surgery today. You know, a few people have been asking for some updates and stuff like that. So recovery's gone quite well. I'm not wearing the vest anymore. The doctor will tell you to wear it for the whole 8 weeks, but you know they always give you the overcautious route or overcautious time frame. Started training this week, albeit not at full strength, not to failure anyway. Just shy of, but enough to stimulate a response. And not gonna lie, 2 sessions in, I did push Monday, legs Tuesday, and yesterday was a scheduled rest day. By God, I needed it. I was beaten up. So yeah, we've gone well so far. On my left pec, I did have a slight slight was quite big hematoma bruise, which is still there, but it's very small. It's dispersed quite well. You know, give it a couple of days, and that'll be. Well, I say that probably another week, it'll be completely gone. But it's barely there anymore. Apart from that, the incision in my armpits is, you know, they healed up quite nicely. You can barely see them. So far so good. I will show, I have got some before pictures. They're horrendous, they're really poor quality because they're on my phone, they're a bit blurry, but you'll see the, you know, you'll see it at its very worst, which is not something I wanted to upload, but you know, people have asked me for it, so that's fine. I will show that, and I'll show you how it looks now. At first, on my right side, I did think, do I still have it? Do I still have gyno? But I don't. I just think where the gland's been taken out from under the nipple, it's just a little bit looser there. I mean, I'm being very, very particular, very, very picky. Obviously, when you spend so much money, you're gonna go through things with a fine tooth comb, but it's fine. So yeah, let's have a look. So yeah, I have a pull session today, so that's exciting. One of the hardest sessions, but one of my favourite sessions. Which I think I'll go through that on video too. What's been going on since the last video? I've spent the downtime to try and work on certain things, so I'm very close now to having a nice online coaching system set up. It's not something I've ever offered out, you know, with owning the gym, and it's just been one of those things I have never really got round to, but I've spent some time building that, so that looks like we're very close to finishing, so likely to launch that soon. I say launch it like I'm gonna have a queue of people ready, but you know the point. Yeah man, I've got a weekend away in 2 weeks, which I can't wait for. But there's a couple of gyms down that way that I'm going, which I'm going to go try and train at, and take the opportunity to train at them. In another video, I'm going to go through this whole new training phase that I'm in. It looks very similar to before, but it's a bit more, you know, a bit more personal to me. What we need to improve, what I need to bring up. Yeah, man. Pull session today. I mean, there's not much going on. To be fair, it's relatively. It's not as a tough of a session as my previous pulls were. Why is it not focusing? There we go. But we have a slightly different split. So we have pull today, delts and arms tomorrow, and we have also. So I'm not very prepared in these videos, you know. Back and hams, so obviously that's where I'm going to have the stiff legs, the RDLs and that sort of thing. There's not that in this session. I'm going to try and push closer to failure today than before. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Over the next, between now and I think we've set a date of mid-November. You know, we want to diet again. And we're going to see it through, we're going to complete it, get to a stage where I'm not fat basically, and then we'll be in a much better spot to grow from there really. So that's the plan. I'll go through a diet at another point. It's very similar to before. Slight, slight changes here and there. Food's fairly high this week. This is the first week I've started on this plan, fairly high, but obviously that will get tapered down pretty rapidly, I reckon. So yeah, let's get to it. This is where recording workouts suck. There's nowhere to set it up. This is why it's so difficult. It's why you should have a videographer instead. But anyway, first exercise is dual rope, straight arm pull down, which I'm going to show you now. The intent here is to really drive the elbows into the base of the spine really, and contract the lats as much as possible, which should then set us up nicely for some loading as the session goes on. A little bit like that. Let's turn it off. Weight choice probably could go a bit heavier than that. But again, with having 6 weeks off training, stability is not the best. So we're just kind of getting back in the swing of things here. So yeah, 3 sets of this, 8 to 12, and then we go on to the single nautilus row. See that? But let me tell you something, this is much easier with the videographer, but we'll get through it, single arm nautilus pull down, 2 sets, first set 5 to 8, second set, I have to double check, it's 8 to 12, but with a single rest pause. You'll see as I pull down, as we pull it in, I'm really just trying to drive my elbow into my pockets. If your gym has one of these, it's a wonderful machine. Missed out on the opportunity by the plate loaded version once, and one day, but this is unreal. So let's crack on. Well, I definitely feel like I overcooked the weight on that one. First session back probably wasn't the best idea. Just stretched 5, but wasn't 100% happy with how that went. But we'll note that down and fix it for next week. Second set 8 to 12 rest pause set. I'm not going to record every single set I do. Just going to give you guys a gist of how these sessions are right now. First week back. Guys, forgive me, I don't really know how to do these nice transitions from clip to clip, so a bit amateurish. Chest supported row. I'm not gonna go too crazy on this one because I'm still reluctant to put too much pressure because it's still a little sore in places, but on the whole it's okay. So I won't be loading this up, just be going through the movement pattern here, just for ready for another couple of weeks when I can fully load it. So yeah man, let's get to it. So that was too light, but again, first week in, we're just setting some numbers, setting some baselines. So yeah, rear delts now on the reverse fly. It's very quiet in here today. Where the hell are you all? Yeah, so rear delts on the fly, and then we're done. Forgot to note, 2 sets here. Come on, 2 sets here. Oh, why is it not focusing? 8 to 12, second set into partials. Boom. Okay, so we're actually God, look at that light behind me. Oh, I don't know where to put this. So we're 2 days after I started this video. Just got caught up with things and never got around to re-recording, or not re-recording, but carrying it on. So here, what we'll do is we will show you. I'll put an image up here, wherever we edit it in, of how the gyno looked at its very worst. It didn't always look like that, but it just kind of, that's what it got to. And I'll show you what it looks like now. Not going to take my t-shirt off, but that's how it looks now. You see there's a bit of bruising here. There's still a bit of a hematoma there, so it looks a bit rubbish. The light shows it, there you go, it's slightly indented there. That's a minor thing, that won't look that bad when this hematoma's gone. But you can see it's kind of, the bruising and the blood's still there. It was a lot worse post-surgery. This side looks pretty good. I mean, underneath here, sometimes it looks like I still have it, but I don't. It's just a bit because they've taken some away. They said it's a little bit looser, but I don't know if it will show. But yeah, that's how it looks now. So yeah, what else is there to say? Hopefully the hematoma goes, but I'm training now. I mean, we're not training to full capacity, but I'll get in there, and yeah, it's nice to get back in the swing of things. So again, like I said, if anybody has any questions, just ask me. I know a few of you have commented already. Just ask me, I'll tell you. I know people just want to see what it looks like before and after. Really, no one really cares about the details. But if you suffer from it, I highly recommend you do this. You have the surgery if you can warrant the finance. It's not cheap, but there are many options out there. You know, if you know, and there's a few very good surgeons in Poland which do it for easily half the price. But you know, during COVID that was near enough impossible, and plus I just didn't fancy flying out to do something like that. But I know people have had amazing results by flying overseas. So why not? Why not do it if you want to save yourself some cash? That's where we are in regards to what influenced it. Obviously, the anabolics influenced it quite heavily. Going forward, that does not mean that because I've had the surgery, it would never ever return. It's unlikely to return because the gland's been taken. When the gland's gone, it can't regrow. But there is always a chance that small cells that can't be seen when doing surgery, especially the way this one was done, are still there. So you still have to play the cautious game if you want to still take that route. And if I do in the future, I will explain what I'm doing and how we're going to control it. So yeah, don't ever, for anybody watching this, don't ever think that you can just get a surgery done and go fucking blast off on all the gear you want. It's just not going to work. I'm going to try and make these videos more regular, but we've got a lot of things going on at the moment, so it makes it very tough. And plus I can't edit myself, which I need to learn. So if anybody wants to teach me, let me know. But yeah man, we'll leave it there. Any questions, let me know, and please make sure to like and subscribe, all that fancy stuff. Cheers.